And hello, everybody. My name is Mark Newgent, Irvine City Council candidate, and you're watching Mark Newgent Live. And this is basically a recap of last night's 90-minute tell-all on Mike Carroll, Farrakhan, and their secret meeting with 5 Point lobbyist Patrick Strader the day before Farrakhan voted to get Mike Carroll into the Irvine Council. So really quickly, here's your players in this story. So first you have 5 Point's Patrick Strader, the mouthpiece of 5 Points, likes to do political attacks even on kids. He's paid by 5 Point CEO Emil Haddad. And here's his website. So let's go over his website so you can see who he is. There's who we're talking about. And if you go up here, you're going to see on the client list, it's going to show on his website right here, 5 Point Communities right there. And this is 5 Points, the big developers. And here is their CEO, Emil Haddad. So you can see who this guy, this is his little, guy to do his dirty work right here. This guy right here. So everybody knows that in the inner circles, but there he is. So let's continue on this so you guys know who the players are. Emil Haddad, he's a millionaire or billionaire depending on who you ask. Lobbyist Patrick Strader do his dirty work, like influence local politicians. Patrick Strader even told himself during a meeting we had that Larry Agron used to work for him for 10 years, and he laughed it off pretty good. I think I even Googled Emil Haddad's worth. So it says right there on the top of Google, at least 16.5 million as of January 15. And you can Google it yourself. Okay, so Mike Carroll is another player, currently running for Irvine City Council and likes to do political attacks even on my kids. His wife, Betty Carroll, this is very important, is currently on IUSD School Board. Mike Carroll currently serves on the Irvine City Council, running for election. Not going to call it re-election because he never got elected, never had a single vote. He was appointed to that position. Very dirty and possibly illegally. That's what this video is about. City Council. So there you go. This is him right here. Let me zoom in on that so you can see him. He was pretty happy back then because he did what he did to get there with this person right here, Farrakhan, and we're going to go into that. He's a player, but not really right now. We'll go into that later. It's not really about Anthony, but these three right there, that's really who you got to look at right now. Okay, so Farrakhan is an Irvine City Council member elected in 2018. She is now running for mayor. She likes to do dirty stuff as well, and is actually best friends with the bottom feeder hitman that did the political hit on my children that you may have heard about. So that's her. You can see all about her and all that stuff. So here's some background. I ran against Betty Carroll for Irvine School Board in 2016. Back then, their people did some dirty attacks on me in the form of a nasty website at marknugent.com. This attack crossed the line and hurt me a great deal. This pushed Betty Carroll over the edge, and she was elected. This election and website caused much financial damage to me personally, as the website was left up for a very long time after the election, close to a year. Of note, they are the ones that originally took the out of context and highly edited videos hits on me that are being circulated today. Eventually, with the help of GoDaddy.com employee and a paid political insider, we were able to determine that Adam Probolski actually registered the hit website on me and Dale Chima in his own name. Not very smart, right? And Scott Hart of Newport Beach is the one who paid Adam Probolski to do it. Scott Hart confessed this to one of our paid political intelligence gatherers. Scott Hart thought he would get some influence for local contracts in exchange for giving up Adam Probolski. This was told me directly by the paid political insider that went to gather this information from Scott Hart. So Adam Probolski, if you're mad at anyone, be mad at Scott Hart for betraying you. FYI, I'm not the one that hired that paid political insider, but I do know him, and I will not give up his name. After learning this, I hired a local lawyer to go after Adam Probolski to sue him and get the website taken down. Once Adam Probolski learned of our intentions in the form of a cease and desist letter, which I'm going to show you now, this went to Adam Probolski because I was suing him because they did $500,000, $600,000 of damage to me personally over that time. And they just didn't care that it hit me. And they did this to another businessman as well and kept the website up. And I think it was worse for the other guy. So this is from my lawyer. I retracted his information. Now, I actually redacted Adam Probolski. That's his business address, so it's not his personal address. But I still went ahead and did more for them than they would do for me because they don't care. So that's it. So go ahead and screenshot that if you want. I'm going to scroll through it. Okay, then he went to his friend. This is very important. So then Adam Probolski, this was told me by my lawyers, then went to his friend. Guess who? Patrick Strader. He was the lawyer of the people that did the website on me, which is, obviously we know it's, who did it. So to fight me, right? So skipping forward in the story, their lawyer, Patrick Strader, had the website taken down, which I was happy about, and offered me a pathetic settlement, like it was $5,000 to $10,000. Of course, I would have had to sign a non-disclosure agreement, etc. I refused, and we moved on. Of note, the devious Patrick Strader also promised a local real estate broker, Dale Chima, who ran for Irvine City Council in 2016, to reimburse his expenses for his campaign of about $100,000 when he won. 5 Points representative Patrick Strader then betrayed Dale Chima by simultaneously hitting Dale Chima with a hit website as well. This was told me directly by Dale, who I actually worked for. I speculate this was to help Anthony Quo, who ran for City Council in 2016 and eventually won in 2018. Dale understandably was upset, which is why he was able to find on his own that Adam Probolski was also behind the hit website on Dale Chima. And they left that up for like a year or two that hurt his business. And he actually started attacking Anthony Quo in 2018 as a threat to get the website down. That's a whole other story. So this is, let me see which one. This is one from my lawyer. He offered me to meet with Patrick Strader, number 2. And I said, and he's okay. They sent another letter. He said, let's talk when you're back, because I was on a trip with your attorney. I'd like to add in regards, it's up to you. As we didn't give Strader a complete list of demands because we didn't want a dollar demand to give him. His strategy was to get an idea of what they might want and doing dollar-wise. Meeting with exchange of information, human side of you. And there's another part down here where he says, when the leader of the owner of the firm said about your real estate business being destroyed, which that's where the damage was from the Carrolls and Strader. Thank you for destroying my business. Strader made a comment about throwing you some listings. Now, if this ever comes to light, I'm ever sued, I can show this original email. I have it. So, and I even have a voicemail from Patrick Strader he left, but my lawyer was very specific about not sharing that voicemail. And really the voicemail just shows that Patrick Strader is in contact with my lawyer. That's really all the voicemail shows. So he made a comment about throwing me some listings to help me out, I guess, which they never did, by the way. And I wouldn't trust anything that Strader says anyway, because everything is total BS and lies. Don't ever trust that guy. So throwing some listings. So the point would have to be exploratory conversation, and you can screenshot this and read it later. So then there was one more email I'm going to show you guys. I think then there was number 3. Okay, so this was my response. Hi to my lawyer. I respectfully decline the offer to meet with Patrick Strader as far as a monetary amount asked for $250,000 firm, because that's 50%, less than 50% of the damages they did to me. Please give them a deadline of September 1st, 2017 to respond with a reasonable offer, or we move on. And in that, I would have had to sign a non-disclosure agreement, etc., with 5 Points. And I think 5 Points paid for that attack for the Carrolls. This is all going to make sense in a minute. Trust me. Okay, so since then, I actually have met with Patrick Strader personally in July 2018, just prior to the 2018 Irvine City election. We talked for at least 2 hours at the Starbucks on Jamboree. I can probably pull up the text messages between myself and Patrick Strader agreeing to meet. During the meeting, he admitted to me that, yes, they kept me from getting elected in 2016. I told him he and the Carrolls costed me about $500,000 to $600,000 in damages. He laughed it off. He didn't care. I can only imagine the financial damages Dale Chima, owner of Keller Williams Real Estate in Irvine, suffered. I have no idea. He never told me that. Now, moving on to this it's probably illegal coffee shop meeting with Farrakhan, Mike Carroll, Patrick Strader. Remember, 5 Points is lobbyists. They're a little lackey boy. And Farrakhan's paid consultant, Melihat, I believe is her name. I'm going to show you the articles and the photos in just a second. And how they decided they would fool everyone in Irvine to get their little boy Michael Carroll onto city council, because let's be honest, Michael Carroll isn't really electable. Okay, so sources tell me during this meeting, I got a phone call today, during this meeting, Farrakhan told Michael Carroll he needs to change his party preference to no party from Republican, then she will vote him onto council. I've been told this might actually be highly illegal, what 5 Points lobbyist Patrick Strader and Michael Carroll did at the coffee meeting. They got caught at. There's pictures of them, 100%. Here, okay, so let's show you the website that reported this, which was Greg Diamond from Orange Juice Blog. So there you go. This is the story, a fateful coffee clutch. And then they talk about how yesterday I received 2 photographs that corroborated what commenter leaked Orange Juice Blog earlier, that the day before the selection of Mike Carroll, based on Farrakhan's support for him, Farrakhan and her paid advisor, Melihat Rafi, met Patrick Strader, and then meeting an ex parte applicant for city council just prior to appointment is disturbing and opaque. But Strader's presence, remember, Strader is 5 points. That's their representative. Strader's presence, which is really raises eyebrows. Again, you have to know who that guy is. Let's go back to that to remind you guys. Here's Strader. Okay, go up on his own website, clients. Let's look at this to connect the dots here, make it easy for you guys to understand. Right here, 5-point communities, if you can see on my screen, that's his client. So then that's 5 points. You know, they do the great park, they built the amphitheater. These guys got lots and lots of money. Here's Emil Haddad. He thinks he owns everything, right? And he doesn't do anything, of course, himself. He's going to be like, I have no idea what my lawyer does, which is this guy, Strader. So let's go back to the story. Okay, Strader's presence, what really raises eyebrows. And then he goes into detail in this article. Patrick Strader's the lobbyist of Emil Haddad's 5-point, which was wanted to stop the construction of a veteran cemetery on the polluted artist site, Marine Corps base. If Carroll is opposed the project, there are enough votes to end it. If he received his appointment because he gave such assurances, that is some corruption right there. If he promised some things, you know, they're doing some backdoor deals. And if there any benefit accrued to any of the Strader's 3 coffee companions, and I suspect we could see an investigation, you can see on my screen, that's Mike Carroll right there. That's Melihat, Farrakhan's girl. And right there you see the outline of Patrick Strader. It's indistinguishable because he's a big dude. And there you go, Strader again. There's Farrakhan, there's Michael Carroll, and there's her consultant. But you can read this article, and then Farr's defense is he's no party, right? He isn't. He changed his party preference, right, to no party like the day before the selection. And then he's now, of course, a registered Republican again right now. And then it goes on to, you know, Farr, they pretend it didn't happen. Okay. So there's the photos of them, the detailed story written by Greg Diamond of Orange Juice Blog. All you have to do is Strader 5 points, Orange Juice Blog. It pops right up. You can see the story for yourself. It's quite a long story with a lot of detail, but it's right there. I've also been told that Mike Carroll and Farrakhan hid his information from other members of the council as they knew the conduct was illegal. And they got to understand, they might go to someone like the mayor and be like, oh, does this guy, he's Republican, does he have your vote? And of course, you know, she's like, sure, okay, he's got my vote. Say, okay, so maybe the mayor's voting and Melissa Fox, you have the vote? No, I'm not going to vote for that guy. And they're like, okay, Anthony Quo, of course, he's going to vote for his BFF. And the only left out was Farrakhan. So they probably did this deal without anyone else knowing, just those two. And I suspect if the others knew, they'd be probably pretty upset about it. And after this came out, it was really interesting. It was like the day after the appointment. I actually bumped into Strader at City Hall. And I joked with him. I was like, hey, Patrick, you want to get coffee? And he just like, dude, it wasn't my idea. He's like, not my idea. So it wasn't his, I know, he told me himself, that wasn't an idea to meet with him coffee. Maybe he's smarter than that. Well, he was stupid enough to meet them there. So, yeah, it wasn't my fault. But I wonder whose idea it was to meet in public to do some illegal, corrupt stuff. So if there's any questions, let me know. And I suggest you contact Michael Carroll and Farrakhan. Also, Patrick Strader, don't call me anymore. I got your, I saw your missed calls. I saw you left voicemails. I didn't read them. Didn't read your texts. I didn't listen to your voicemail. So don't call me. If 5 points wants to call me, have Emil Haddad just give me a ring. I'll answer. I'll take his phone calls. Anyway, that's pretty much what happened with this this dirty coffee meeting that needs to be investigated, where Patrick Strader, 5 points, Farrakhan, Mike Carroll, and Melihat, I don't know how to pronounce her name, Melihat Rafi met with Farrakhan, all of them, to usurp the voters' demands. Now, I didn't really know any of this. You know, a lot of people ask me, why'd you support Mike Carroll? And I apologize. One of my biggest mistakes was I kind of knew that bad guy was bad news. I was a little upset that they cost me money back in the day, destroyed my business. But you know what? I was like, don't hold a grudge. Don't hold a $500,000 grudge. Let's just move on. But again, it came out that he's not a good guy. And then he did the they did what they did to me very recently. Don't want to get too much into that again. And, you know, I did find out that they screwed over Carrie O'Malley, and that's what happened. So anyway, that's the gist of it. You have any questions, put a comment there, and I'm going to wrap this up so you guys have a nice, concise story of what happened and how Michael Carroll, with 0 votes and 0 support, lied and whatever his way onto city council. That's how it happened, ladies and gentlemen. And I'll be honest, I had no idea who Mike Carroll was. I was like, oh yeah, isn't he that school board member's husband? So maybe you can think how they got information on my children that from the schools. And I think it's fair to say that husbands and wives talk over the kitchen table. I know I talk to mine. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. I'm going to stop this corruption. I'm going to stop this hurting our children. And I'm telling you, they cross the line when we attack children in this city. It's not going to happen. It's going to stop. Okay, guys, I'll talk to you later.
Everybody, Hogs Twins here.
Hey, do you live in Irvine, Orange County, California? You better be listening to Mark Newgent.
Yeah, you better be watching Mark Newgent live for his political updates regarding Orange County, the school board, the city, the county congressional races.
Yeah, he's gonna make Orange County great again.
Yeah.